The greatest fights are always fought within ourselves, with our own ego, our own pride, and own prejudice. What a beautiful day to begin with. Thank you so much for being with us. And today I'm going to review recently released, feel good, and very closer to our heart movie, Home. Before moving further with the synopsis, let's recall some recent incident. There was a movie that's closer to heart also, and it was really appreciated by the greater audience, and especially it was all about how a bride goes to a new house and how she is being treated. It's all about like the Great Indian Kitchen. First it was ignored by Prime Video, and I think they have learned their lesson the hard way, and they got the rights and it's streamed there. And now recently also they know that while others are looking for pan-Indian movies, big names, big brands, big stories, there is something that is missing during the pandemic. The people really need something closer to their heart stories. That's why these stories are being made, and I think Malayalam cinema is doing a tremendous job in this sector. Especially they are not focusing on one particular genre, they are exploring everything. So it is a very good gem that they have shown to the audience, and I hope you will really enjoy further movies also, because recently this is the, what is his name, Chandran, he has been in the industry for the past 4 decades, and recently I watched his movie Villu Kaka. Sorry for mispronunciation, I don't know what the full movie name is. It's all about parenting as well also. He is living with his wife in the village, and his son is living away. So how they really wanted to see their grandchildren and all this. So it's also very good. You should really watch this. So let's move what the story is all about, and you should really watch these 2 movies, The Great Indian Kitchen, Villu Kaka, and then you should watch this also. Let's move what the synopsis and story is, what we can treasure for ourselves and learn from it. Hold on, before making any judgment or passing any judgment about anyone, you should always be the last to utter some words, and especially it can the most important thing is your words are really like a sword. It can hurt anyone. So sometimes it is important that we should really step back and think that the stories that being told to us by our parents or our ancestors or all those, they really do mean to them a lot, and especially they wanted to narrate or tell you so that you can learn something out of it. The story revolves around Oliver Twist. Whatever he does in front of his children, the twist comes and they are not happy with it. So he is living with his wife, father, and his 2 sons, and especially elder one is he got his maiden job and he was a director, and his project really very well, and now he's a little bit reserved and reclusive, and he is isolated from the community right now because they really need some kind of vibes or some kind of a, what do you call that, they need inspiration to write some story. So now he is back in home, and his father is very happy and telling all his friends and buddies that his son is back, and he really knew that they are more into technology and digital world, so he doesn't want to be left behind, and he wanted to walk with them parallel to get their attention. So what happens in our family, we are so surrounded by technology that we at the dining table we are not eating together also. If we are eating together also, all our eyes are on the screens, and especially there are some restaurants also, you know, they have just made a choice that if you really wanted to eat at our restaurant, you should avoid your cell phones. Why? Because this way you can eat more, you will spend more time with your friends, and you can talk more. Especially when you are eating at the dinner table, you are glued to your screens and you are not minding what the people are saying it. So he is feeling left alone in this, having all his children in the house under the same roof. He is being felt isolated. The beautiful thing in the movie is the stories, and especially if they do care a lot about the fish, how much their care they have for their own children. The younger one is more into his Charles tech savvy channel also. He's trying to be a YouTuber also, and he is more into like influencer or something like this. And the elder one is already a director, producer, or director and writer, and he's working on his second project. Unfortunately, he doesn't get that story so that he can give it to his manager, and the money, the down payment he has already taken, and especially some financial crisis he is going through. So during this time you could understand that his father really wanted to get closer to them, to talk to them. And especially it's very unfortunate that when our parents are alive we hardly talk to them, and once we feel that the pillar of hope during the hardest walk of our human life, the only thing that we can lean upon is our parents or our siblings. None other than them are around us. So his relationship is also a little bit in a not good sequence. That's why he's more confined in the house. So the father trying his level best to learn digital world about mobiles and all this, but unfortunately while he was with his son, he went to one director or actor and they were showing the script of the movie, and the actor at that time, he was much happy with the attitude of his father, whereas he doesn't like his father around him because he thinks that he will always mess up. And once he comes back, instead of blaming his own self, because okay, we always, not all people are good at storytelling. Some are very best, some are good, and some are very ordinary. You really need to have that zeal to it's just like a marketing. If you are good at it, you will be cashed. If not, then you will get negative reviews. So that happened with him. And once he comes back home, he's full of anger, and his father unfortunately streamed all the incident on his Facebook, because he really wanted this Facebook, YouTube and all this so that he can really get closer to his children, and thus his image in front of the audience is tarnished by that incident. How they will come together, how the rift will be finished, and what are the other incidents that will come in their way, so that this beautiful home will be filled with the people in the home. Because no matter they are in the home, there is not love. And especially there is other messages also that they have taught to us in the movie. Couple of things that I really learned from this one is, especially on the way, sometimes there are pit stops. If some people really leap through it, jump and cross, they can reach more milestones. But unfortunately, incidents does happen that they make their home there instead of moving further. That's where they put aside all their hopes, their visions or their dreams, and they focus on the worldly priorities that they have. There are other things to look about instead of thinking about your own things like your career or something that you really want to do. So Oliver Twist gave up all this and just built his family. So it was very hard for him to jump out of that pit stop. And another thing also they have taught is, if our house is full of mess, we should rectify ourselves first, instead of, because sometimes it is very hard for us to digest if someone will point out that this is bad, you have it. So it really hit us so hard that we really don't want to accept it. So that was the problem with his son also, that he didn't want to accept what he is doing. Sometimes it's good to be true to yourself so that the people will always feel happy with yourself, what you are. Imagine that, okay, not all people are perfect. So in every house, we as a family, we are imperfect. We make mistakes. We show all the emotions that others do have. We don't want to give a sugar-coated image of ourselves and portray ourselves that we are nice. His image was something like this, but he really need to come out of that incident that happened, to go for an apology and all these things. And there are plenty of other things, how he will mend his relationship and how his father, and because how they are getting along with each other. Whereas his wife, senior Oliver Twist, his wife already knows that how the father is feeling, what he really expects from his children. But his children always, and the beautiful thing is, majority of the movie in the Bollywood, they always highlight the mother's love. But in this movie, they always, in this movie particularly, they shown how a father really feels about his children, their behavior, and how he can sweep them under the mat, whatever they do with him. But he just keep them happy for whatever they really do or whatever they expect from him. And especially he has a father in the house also, and he does his level best to at least please others without thinking about his own happiness. I hope you really enjoy this. Thank you so much for bearing me, and have a great week. Can take care of your loved ones, and stay safe and keep smiling, and always be the first to spread love, care, grace, and gratitude. Bye bye.